Okay, hello everyone. I am Lauren Diffendarfer, the medical educator for the DIS Foundation. And today we're going to discuss One-Rescuer Infant Basic Life Support. BLS for both children and infants is almost identical. For example, if two rescuers are available to perform CPR, the breath to compression ratio is 15:2 for both children and infants. The ratio is 30:2 for all age groups if only one rescuer is present. Following are the main differences between BLS for children and BLS for infants. Check the pulse in the infant using the brachial artery on the inside of the upper arm between the infant's elbow and shoulder. During CPR, compressions can be performed on an infant using 2 fingers if only one rescuer, or with 2 thumb encircling hands if there's 2 rescuers. Compression depth should be 1/3 of the chest depth. For infants, this is about 1.5 inches. If you're the only rescuer at the scene and find an unresponsive infant, perform CPR for 2 minutes before calling 911 and using an AED. In infants, primary cardiac events are not common. Usually, cardiac arrest will be preceded by respiratory problems. Survival rates improve when you intervene with respiratory problems as soon as possible. Remember that prevention is the first step in the pediatric chain of survival. If you witness a cardiac arrest in an infant, call 911 and get an AED as you would in the BLS sequence for adults and children. If you're alone with an infant and already checked to make sure the scene is safe, do the following. Tap and talk loudly at the infant to determine if they're responsive. Assess if they are breathing. If the infant does not respond and is not breathing or only gasping, yell for help. If someone responds, send them to call 911 and get an AED. Feel for an infant's brachial pulse for at least 5 seconds, but no more than 10 seconds. If you cannot feel a pulse or if you're unsure, begin CPR by doing 30 chest compressions followed by 2 breaths. If you can feel a pulse but the rate is less than 60 beats per minute, begin CPR. This rate is too slow for an infant. To perform CPR on an infant, do the following. Be sure the infant is face up on a hard surface. Using 2 fingers, perform chest compressions in the center of the infant's chest. Do not press on the end of the sternum as this can cause injury to the infant. Compression depth should be about 1.5 inches and at least 100 compressions per minute. Then perform CPR for about 2 minutes, usually about 5 cycles of 30 chest compressions and 2 breaths. If help has not arrived, call 911 and get an AED. Use and follow AED prompts when available while continuing CPR until EMS arrives or until the infant's condition normalizes. Don't forget we offer online BLS certification on our site. We encourage you to become certified on your own time, whether that be in an in-classroom or online on your own time. Thank you for tuning in to today's webinar. We will catch you next time when we will be talking about 2-rescuer BLS for infants.